So you need that 20 seconds of insane courage to just dip your toes in, and then you see it from there on, how it goes. The second most probable thing is communication. It's really important because the way you communicate makes or breaks the relationship that you're trying to build with the person opposite to you. You have to be really careful, yet really sincere with the words that are coming out of you and your body language. So that's really important. Third, build a community, be a builder.
Today on Better Student Leaders, I'm joined by Mana, an epic student leader out of the University of Sydney. By no means has Mana stayed within the bounds of the beautiful University of Sydney. She's out in the big wide world doing some pretty epic things. Not only is she involved in student leadership, she's the president of the Sydney University Society of Medical Innovation, or was until August this year, technically. Got to get our dates right. She's gone on to do some awesome stuff as a senior buddy in the Women in Engineering Buddy program this year, and now doing some really cool stuff with NextGen Ventures, which we're going to dive into today. But before we do any of that, welcome, Mana.
Thank you so much, Josh. I'm super excited to be here. I want to keep it less formal and more friendly and have a vibey chat about this so that it's more like a story rather than just a LinkedIn dump. So,
Love
yeah,
it. Hashtag vibey chat.
definitely. Why not? That's what a podcast should be, honestly, at this point. So, you're
Let's
doing
do it.
that. That's great.
Let's do it, mate. Let's do it. So tell the listeners, and thanks for listening, everyone, by the way. Shout out to the listeners. Always appreciate you. Make sure you connect with Mana on LinkedIn. We'll share your details below. Mana, how did we meet?
Oh, yeah. I saw one of your posts on LinkedIn, and I also had one of my friends send it to me, and I saw a list of comments under it. And I realized rather than wanting to be just a part of those 10,000 student leaders, because I'm not exactly sure what I've done has exactly been to achieve to be there, because I still have a lot to go. But I wanted to share my journey to see if that inspires a lot of students. Or more than inspiration, I would rather put myself on a lower pedestal and be like, maybe if you see some sort of relevance and if you can compare yourself to my journey, you feel like you're not alone. And that goes a long way because no one is alone. I know how hard it can be to navigate the student world, especially when you like completely place yourself in a different continent altogether. So if someone's out there, hey, I can relate to you, that's going to mean a lot to me.
Very
So
cool.
yeah, I reached out to you and you were so sweet to fix a meeting, and here we are.
Here we are. I love it. I love that from a LinkedIn post, we have a conversation, we get to build a relationship, and we get to share some of your wisdom. Take me back in your journey. You come to Australia, your journey in Australia, and it doesn't take you too long before you get into a student leadership role. And the thing I'd love to know is that's not common. Not every student steps up into a leadership role. Like some do, but most don't. Most go to uni and they do their class and they go home, and that's that. What were those early days like for you, and what drew you to student leadership?
Great questions. Let's get straight into it. So, my undergrad was in India in biomedical engineering as well. And that actually gave me a very solid foundation to who I was when I actually came into Australia. So, I'll just touch a little bit of my undergrad to see how that shaped me up.
Of
So,
course.
back in my undergrad, I had a difficult decision to choose between either biomed or something else because I wanted to get into medicine. And I was like, missing out on getting that because of a few marks exactly. So I was like, I have other opportunities left. Let me try to make the best out of it. Chose biomed engineering. Had a lot of people saying, hey, that's not exactly amazing in India. You're going to lose a lot of opportunities. It's not good for you. You won't mint money, etc., etc. And what I felt was rather than minting money, if I'm in a very niche field, I get to be the best in it if I do something really cracked and different. So that's how I wanted to set myself apart, create a brand for myself through what I'm studying, rather than just studying and going out there and getting a job. So when I got into uni, I wanted to break that common notion of trying to get a job. And I was like, I have 4 years left. Let me see what I can do, completely different than what has been done before, set a bar, and then leave uni and graduate properly. So apart from just classes, I used to participate in a lot of events, go for a lot of hackathons. And then I realized, hey, there's this grant opening. So they were funding people who have come up with new innovative ideas. And it was a grant for ideas alone. So that was perfect because I had no support back then. I applied for it. I got the grant. I had to defend myself in front of the board members, call it my brainchild and everything. They did believe in it. They gave me the money. I built it over 2 years. But the journey of being a founder for over 2 years, being very scrappy, trying to go door to door, trying to ask for opportunities, prove myself out there, shaped me completely as a person between 2020 and 2024. So when I saw a lot of students asking how I did, that was not validation for me. That was more like, okay, now I have to be more stable because what I'm going to say to the students might make or break their differences on how they're going to look into this aspect of my life as well. So I have to, when you're in a mentor role, I feel like you have to be really careful because you can't relate too much to your life. You have to also see where they are coming from and give a little bit of an advice that makes sense to them as well. Because a lot of people just blindly follow what you say, even though it doesn't fit them or not. So you have to be like, proceed with caution, guys. Make sure this
Yeah,
suits you.
caveat, caveat in
Yeah, literally, like sub points, sub points, sub points, T and C. So just
yeah.
make sure it fits for you. The whole point about being completely different and trying to do something really cracked is you can't just exactly adapt it for yourself. Whatever you see out there, you have to mold it and make sure it works specifically for you, right?
Yes.
You're completely unique. You're a different person. By the end of 2024, had some pretty good reps in, created a good name for myself. Felt really proud because it was something I was doing for my parents more than me. 23 years of my journey, and they've been nothing but absolutely supporting. And I think they're the only ones to completely believe in me no matter what. They've been my warriors. So that was like an ode to them. And then Australia was like my journey that I was finally beginning for myself. So I was like, okay, here I come, Australia. By the time I could realize that I'm stepping into a completely different continent, I was just busy the whole time finishing up an internship. I just landed in Australia. I didn't even feel that I was in a different continent. So I was like, okay, there's uni. I'm going to start studying all over again. Here we go. Came in, and then I realized I see a lot of students completely different. The system is completely different between India and Australia. Started to have a lot of self doubt because I'm like, what am I actually doing? They've put their trust in me. I've trusted myself to have a completely new journey. Not a lot of people get this opportunity. I have to make the best out of it and make sure I give back to the society. What do I do? And I have only 2 years left. Get this, UG is 4 years, master's is just 2 years. And there's this voice inside me that always says that, hey, if someone tells you that this is not possible, rather than trying to show them possible, try to break that statistic and be like, why is it not possible? Be the first one to get it done. So it's not just, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. It's more, the more you're trying to create a difference, the more you're trying to break the bar and set it higher, the more you feel like you're unstoppable and you don't need anyone to believe in you. You can just believe in yourself. See your previous metrics and be like, I've done this.
I love it. Cross the bridge for me. So you do all this leadership stuff, you have all these lessons learned, you're like busting through that ceiling, and then you take a big jump. I'd love today to talk to you a little bit about NextGen Ventures. You've gone from student leader at university, which a percentage of students do, to being an investment associate, building Australia's first student-focused venture capital fund. I know in the world of investment, some things you're not allowed to disclose, but can you tell us a little bit about if someone's never heard of NextGen Ventures and they're about to go online and follow your accounts, what is NextGen Ventures and why should students be interested?
Okay, so yeah, that's amazing. But so Next Gen Ventures, to keep it really simple, is for the students by students. So we can relate to student founders like better because we are students ourselves and we come from a multidisciplinary background. So the founders of this fund, Mitchell Hughes and Jerry, they are the ones who built this fund. I think it's been almost around 2 years-ish. I'm not exactly sure of the timeline. Mitch and Jerry, don't come at me, but yeah. So we have roughly around 20 to 25 students working in on this. And you don't have to have a finance background. You don't have to have a specific background. The fund is mainly for student founders in Australia who are trying to build something which is completely cracked. And
I love
all,
it. Question,
yeah,
student fund. Most people would ask the question, and I know you have an answer for this, but
yeah.
students have no money. How are students putting in to create a fund? Where does the money come from,
Oh yeah, it's
Mana?
a fund run by students, but we definitely have money pouring in from LPs and other funds who
Limited
give
partners
it
for
up.
those
Yeah,
who
so
aren't
we
in the
have
investment
partners,
world.
basically a lot of LPs. It's just how any other fund runs, but it's probably the money is being put in by LPs, but it's being run by students. So our
And
team, everyone is a student.
And for those LPs, for people wanting to invest their money, surely some of them turn around and go, investing in students, that seems risky. They're young, they're idealistic, maybe they lack experience. I'm sure you hear all these things all the time. I don't necessarily believe that, but playing devil's advocate for the podcast guest, Mana. What is different about your investors and what do they see in students that maybe other investors are overlooking right now?
Exactly. Good question. So in our website, we literally have it at the bottom of our page. It's the tall poppies, if you see. So tall poppy syndrome is really prevalent in Australia. The question that you asked me is exactly what they're asking out there. Is that you guys are students, like you don't have any experience beforehand. How can we trust you with building your own startup and moreover put our money into this? What are we going to get out of this? So all these LPs who have invested into NextGen are the ones who actually believe that the tall poppy syndrome can be cracked because they believe that students are HubSpots of innovation and they have this really wild energy that even a person with experience may or may not have. So the main thing about NextGen Ventures is rather than looking at how your startup is going to proceed, we look at founders mainly. So it's a founder first venture fund. What that exactly means is we feel if you're pretty ambitious and we're able to get all those spikes of the meeting with the founder, we feel like, okay, this person has the energy, the vibe to create something really special. It doesn't matter how your startup is because we know that you can even pivot in the future. But because we believe in you as a person and we believe that you're the one who shapes your startup, we're going to put the money into you. So we like to call it that, like a founder first venture capital fund in Australia. Because if you believe in a startup, who's the startup being run by? The founder is the core of the startup. The founder creates the value for the startup. So you invest in the founder, not exactly in the startup.
And Mana, that's amazing. I'm sure you're going to have students flooding that. I'm sure you're going to have some investors maybe reach out as well. So by all means, please do.
Hopefully.
We'll link NextGen. We'll link you in the show notes. Two questions for you, and I know we're limited on time, but I want to ask two. I want to get people interested. I want to know about three skills. I want to know, Mana, three skills you developed in your leadership, your mentoring, your clubs and societies, three skills you developed as a student that are now helping you break completely new ground with NextGen Ventures. Are there any three skills that you feel like you developed that are giving you an edge now into your career that maybe other student leaders or staff running student leadership programs could make sure their students are developing in this rapidly changing world?
Oh, yeah. So, first and foremost, this goes for every single role out there, not just next gen or student leadership, is never doubt yourself because if you're the person who's doubting yourself, then you can't expect someone else to believe in you, right?
Love
So, you
that.
need that 20 seconds of courage. I'm quoting We Bought a Zoo. So, you need that 20 seconds of insane courage to just dip your toes in, and then you see it from there on how it goes. The second most probable thing is communication. It's really important because the way you communicate makes or breaks the relationship that you're trying to build with the person opposite to you. You have to be really careful, yet really sincere with the words that are coming out of you and your body language. So that's really important. Third, build a community, be a builder, nurture yourself. The more you nurture yourself, the more you build stuff around you, build a garden for you, the better you see things, how they end up in the future just for you. Let me rephrase this. I would probably say the third thing is, yeah, just try building a community, see how different people are out there, and you realize that everyone is completely unique. No one is like of a set archetype. There's no, this is how you're supposed to deal with people, this is how you're supposed to. No, the more accepting you are of the garden that you're growing, the better it is for you to piece yourself out there in the world. There's
Mhm.
just one more, is that don't try to fit yourself in a community that's being because the community is they're just trying to survive out there. If you're going to go and fit yourself, then it's not going to work out for you. You have to try to add value to the community rather than just trying to be a part of the community. I'm not sure if what I said makes sense, especially the last two. I'm trying to put my words
You're
together.
great.
You
You're
can
great.
probably do the first two, so that's fine.
Mana, you're great. I think you've got three beautiful C's. You've got courage, 20 seconds of insane courage, you've got communication, and you've got community. And I think if we looked out at every international student landing in Australia, every leader on campus, and every founder and investor in every business, you tell me, Mana, yes or no, would we want all those people to be more courageous?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Would we want all those people to communicate, including, it's 2025, guys, asking for help when you need it? Would we
Oh,
be able
that's
to
the
be able to
most
communicate?
important things. My heart is
Right.
saying that. Manasa, get back to us if you need help. Like, why not?
And the
Yeah.
third thing, community. Wouldn't it be a beautiful world if every student got involved in communities, every leader was building communities, and the startups and the investments we were making were about people coming together and not suffering in silence
That's the
alone? Wouldn't that
main
be a
core
beautiful
of it
world?
all. That's the main core of it.
So I think your three C's are pretty powerful, Mana.
Thank you so much. I think I pretty much fumbled there, but you are really smart enough to get those words out of my mouth. So thank you, Josh.
Hey, you said them, I just echoed them back. The beauty of being a podcast host, Mana, is I just get to hear very smart people's words and say them back. And they go, yes, those are good words. Last section of today, before I let you go, because you've got investments to make, you've got startups to grow, you've got a
Well, yeah.
garden to tend to, more or less.
Yeah, I'm actually
Um,
jumping on to another founder meeting
I
pretty
know
soon.
you are. Very quickly, final 30 seconds of the podcast, shout outs. These are the people that you're going to DM this podcast to who've helped you on your journey. Anyone from mum to Gandhi, the whole way in between. Who are the people who've helped you on your journey, Mana? Just a couple of them.
Yeah, definitely. First and foremost will be my parents, my mom and dad. Solid, no cap. Yep, love to them. The second one, yeah, it's a bit more personal, but that's to my best friends back in India. They've believed in me more than anyone else for the world out there. So nothing without them. They've backed me through it all. So you need like really solid gem of a friends like that. Third one would probably be, yeah, the founding partners of NextGen. I'm not glazing them, not at all, but they are unlike any other people I've ever seen, especially to lead a fund. Moreover, they not just talk to you about the fun, they also look at you as a complete human being and help you through it. Mitchell Hughes and Jerry, the G's for sure. Love them, love them. Yeah, probably that's six people already, but
I
that's
love
it.
it. Mana, you're amazing. I think your story is going to get so many people clicking on your page, clicking on NextGen, and hopefully aspiring to be a leader with
Hopefully more
courage.
founder meetings, more
More
founder.
founder meetings, you need them.
Yeah.
Leaders with courage, leaders who communicate, leaders who build community. Mana, thanks for being awesome.
Thank you so much, Josh. Love the opportunity. Yeah, take care.
You're welcome. And for everyone listening, this has been another episode of Better Student Leaders with Mana. Make sure you go to Mana's page on LinkedIn and see the awesome stuff that she's doing and that NextGen Ventures are doing. Stay tuned. Mana is one to watch, no doubt, and I can't wait to see where you go. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.